If we're really being honest with ourselves right now, I should have titled this video, Rachel wanted some new office supplies and used her daughter going to school as an excuse. She's in grade 1 and doesn't need anything. I want to buy all the pens, every color pen in the world. I want a new stapler. I already have a stapler. I don't need a stapler. Did I buy one? Yes, I did, because it's a little bit different. But hi guys, welcome back. Or if you're new here, hi, I'm Rachel. I enjoy testing things out on the internet. Also cookies and coffee and organizing. But today we are going to be testing out a whole bunch of top-rated back-to-school supplies. I tried to pick a whole range of products ranging from like primary, elementary school, all the way up to university and beyond, or maybe you're not going back to school and you just really like office supplies. And we're just going to see if anything is actually worth the rating that it gets. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. There are other videos like this floating around my channel if you're interested. And subscribe. New videos here every single Saturday. Come and join us. Fun way to start the weekend. By the way, leave me a comment down below. Let me know something good, positive that is going on in your life right now. Leave me a comment down below. Let's get some positivity into our weekend. And without further ado, let's dive into the first day of filming. Okay, so diving into this box, day 1, you can see a couple of these have been pre-opened. And it's something that I wish I had for Julia in kindergarten, and that is these no iron labels that are washer and dryer safe. They don't need any iron, hence the name. And it's for clothing specifically. So her shoes, her backpack, her clothes, anything like that. So oftentimes I would send her to school with like a sweater and I just use like duct tape on her sweater, which is also fine, but it's not super long lasting. So I'm gonna test these out on a bunch of different fabrics and see how well they hold up. You say your washer and dryer safe? Prove it. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love organizing. I love labeling. I have a label maker, but the label maker does not stick to the backpacks. I tried. Please allow the label to set 24 hours prior to washing. Okay, so this is important. I'm glad that I did this so far in advance. So let's go and grab some of the items that I want to test the stuff on. So first of all, I need Julia's backpack. I don't know where her backpack went. All right, backpack, check. Chris? Can you toss down a sweater, please? A Julia sweater.
There you go.
Got it, thank you. And then shoes are basically the only other thing that I can think of that has fabric on it that I want to try labeling. So I'll try them in different sizes in case a larger label it comes off easier or something. I'm going to do a couple of different sizes. Now to stick them. Okay, so we got a nice flat surface here. Peel it off. It is heavy, but really, really light. Almost like fabric, but very sticky. I'm just going to press in. I like the way that it's labeled too. Julia, full of quality and integrity. That's my girl. And now I'm just going to do her shoes and we're gonna let everything dry for 24 hours and we will be back. All right, so I've had this kind of laying out and not being touched for the total period of time, and now I feel comfortable washing it and just seeing how this wears. You can see it's not sponging or anything now. And it seems pretty like on there. So I'm gonna run this through the washing machine as it needs to be cleaned anyway. And we'll see how it does. It's been a little over a week. It's gone through multiple washes and you can kind of see it started to fade a little bit. It started to wear. I'll get like maybe 2 months wear out of this label and then I'll have to change it again. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then I also want to show you guys what happened in her shoes. All right, so the shoes, they have entirely smudged on the inside, and yes, it's summertime, and yes, you know, she's running around and everything, I get it, but the masking tape that I used worked so much better and did not smudge like this at all. So definitely does not work on the inside of running shoes. Seems to hold up so far with her backpack, but she hasn't gone to school yet. We just use it for like when we're doing like big family trips and stuff, so I honestly like masking tape better. Is that terrible? These are much prettier. I mean, not these in particular. It's a much cleaner look if that's important to you. It's just something that you're gonna have to rotate through and change every 2 months or so on like sweaters and things. All right, now we're back for day 2. Also me from intro. It's intro Rachel, but we are going to be testing out some more like traditional desk kind of supplies. I've seen hacks and people attempting to use these types of products before and it all looks super fake. It just looks Photoshop, you know? So as an example, I have some pens here and some markers here. That doesn't look anything out of the ordinary. But these ones are a little bit different because they're supposed to be erasable. And again, I have seen these types of products, like not just from this brand, but different brands as well, all over the internet. And most of the time they don't seem to work. Let's zoom in, shall we? Oh my goodness, you can just see all the mess in my room. There we go. Can we see this? Wow, I feel like such a YouTuber right now. Or like an Instagrammer. I need to have like my hands posed or something. Anyway, so I guess let's start with the pens. These are by Pilot. They're called the Friction Clicker pens. There's actually a full range, which I also got in the marker variety. These are also Friction. We're gonna start with some pink, and I'm just gonna do some scribbles. I just wanna see what it's like. Ooh, these are smooth. These are not like ballpoint pens, my friends. And then I'm just gonna choose a couple more colors just because I kind of wanna see if some of the different tones are erased differently. Wow, I would go back to school for these pens. Look at that. I'm an artist. So now I'm just going to take the purple one because I'm holding it, and I'm going to attempt to erase. Oh, that worked really well. Like I'm applying no more or less pressure than oh, hold on. I was gonna say that I'm not applying a ton of pressure to erase, which is nice, like no more than I would like a pencil. But on the pink in particular, I don't know if you guys can see it, but up close, you can still kind of see the scribbles. Like it's erased most of the pigment, but the pigment is still kind of there. If you expect it to be white, you're gonna be disappointed. Let's just erase the L. There. So you can kind of see through it. There's like a little loop from the L. It's not super noticeable, but it is still kind of there. Yeah. It seems to be consistent across all the different colors. That's what you're left with. Let's turn it around, play with some markers. Very pigmented, pretty color. I want to do that thing that the YouTubers and the Instagrammers do. They have like the big line and then they like erase through it. This is really quite soothing. I can understand now why my children like coloring so much. Okay, let's finish up all these colors. Speedy time. We're gonna use this to erase. Here we go. Ooh. Look at that. That is full on cutting through and like not leaving any sort of residue or anything behind. And I'm not pressing that hard. It's gotten completely white. That's so cool. Okay, I have to say, I really like the markers. Of everything that I've tried so far, markers are super fun. It didn't seem to, you know, blister the paper? Tear through the paper, you know? And no, that was awesome. Really like those. Okay, now let's like reset here a little bit. And now we're gonna test out a notebook. Again, something I don't really need, but this one's new. This is a different kind of notebook. This is called the Rocketbook Everlast. It is a endlessly reusable, intelligent notebook. It has the special pen, but you can actually use anything within the Friction line, and you can write on all the pages in the notebook, erase it, and just keep reusing the notebook over and over again. Apparently, you can also upload handwritten notes to like a cloud service, and it just erases with water. I think that's amazing. So this is what mine looks like. I chose the blue one. I chose the executive notebook size so that they do have like a full letter size as well. It's just, this is the size that I would see myself using more. And inside, okay, has little instructions to set it up so you can send it to your phone. I don't know. We'll look at that in a second. And then inside here, you can see there are a ton of pages, enough that I feel like I'm gonna get some use out of it. I can get a ton of notes into this and not feel like I'm scrimping and saving to make sure that I'm not using all the pages at once. So basically they have this 7-symbol shortcut kind of a system. You basically just tick off where you want the shortcut to go, scan in the page, and then it gets automatically loaded to that particular notebook within your cloud system. Oh, this is making the organizer and me very excited. So I'm gonna try it with the pen that it came with, but I'm also gonna try it with the other Friction pens and markers. Let's, again, adjust this so you guys can actually see what I'm drawing. Really close. Whoa, okay. It does feel a little bit like paper, but it also kind of feels like the mix of a dry erase board and a piece of paper. You can see it's very wet when it first draws onto the paper. So it does take a little bit of time to dry down. Let's try it with some of the other colors. Let's try it with the marker now. All right, so I've made some notes here. Just very exciting stuff. And now I'm gonna take the little microfiber towel that it came with. I'm gonna go dampen it, and then we're just gonna erase this. I assume it's gonna work, but let's just test it to make sure. Yep, that works pretty good. Are there any marks through it? Yeah, you can see marks through it. For the pen specifically, you can see the indentation of where I started writing with it, which is kind of annoying. It would bother me over time. Type A personalities, I don't think I could handle that. If I took this to class, made a whole bunch of notes, scanned it, put it into my Dropbox into each class, or by like, oh, hold on, I'm getting very excited. You have like a folder for each class, and then a folder within a folder with a date of which like class day it was. I like that. And then you can just erase it right away and it wouldn't be a big deal. But I feel like these pages would get worn like super quick time, and you would start to see a lot of like that indentation over and over on the pages. So if that bothers you, don't get this. Oh, there's a little note of don't microwave this notebook. Why would I microwave a notebook? Oh, I see. They have a Rocket book called the Wave, which is a microwave to erase notebook, in case using a wet cloth is too difficult. All right, so update on the Rocket notebook. So my daughter found the notebook. She didn't know, and so she just started coloring it with just regular marker. This, by the way, is Earth, and these are different quadrants where animals live, in case you were wondering. And I've just been trying to erase it with just a paper towel and some water. It's fading, but it's certainly not coming off. Just as a heads up, this, like it wasn't supposed to be used with any marker, but I thought I would show you guys anyway. Okay, so I have downloaded the Rocketbook app on my phone, and I have set up a couple of pages as sort of testers. So I have this page set up for the, I think it's an arrow, it's probably a rocket, but I put it as an arrow. It's fine. As well as, I just want to see what happens because this is Julia's drawing. So I also set up the diamond, which is the next one, to go to my email. This one's gonna go to my Dropbox. So this right here is the app. You can see history. I have not scanned anything. Okay. I'm ready. Oh, okay, done. Oh my goodness, it's still going. Okay, did that not work? No, it did work. All right, and then send them to the cloud, okay? Send. Okay, now let's do another one. Yay, I just sent my first scan. Oh, and I just heard the little notification from Dropbox, so it probably is in there, but let's double check. And then this one for Julia's picture. Scanning, processing, okay, next. There it is right there. Seems to show up pretty clearly, actually. And it's also moving it to the diamond one. So let's do that. Got the detail. Send it, and we'll see if it shows up in my, that's the most annoying part, is that it just keeps scanning. So I guess if you're I'm holding my camera as well as my phone, which is kind of annoying. So I would assume if you're holding your phone, you're able to like flip the pages and just scan really quickly. So I guess that makes sense, but for my purpose right now, it's kind of annoying. And you guys can see that the diamond attachment did make it to my email. It arrived almost immediately after, so that's really great. I made a different folder called Rocketbook Test. Oh, there it is. That worked out really well as well. So I think if the indentations that the pen kind of makes in these pages doesn't bother you, I think it's a great reusable option. Oh wait, I have to wet this. As long as you're diligent with uploading these to Dropbox or email or whatever you have sort of indicated on the sides, and then are continually sort of erasing and reusing as you go, I think that this is super flexible, super interesting. It's something that I'm going to continue to use. Yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, this next item. Didn't think I'd be that excited about a stapler, but here we are. This is a stapleless stapler. And I don't know if you guys have ever had this issue, but you buy a stapler, you use all the staples in it, and then you just keep forgetting to buy staples. So you have just a useless stapler just sitting in your drawer. So what this does is it creates tabs that interlock with each other to create the sort of put together motion, but it doesn't have the staples with it. Now the downside to this is it only puts together 5 pieces at a time. So if you're trying to staple together like a giant thing of notes, It's not gonna do that for you. But for bills, assignments, just like little things that you need to staple together all the time, like that's makes more sense for me, then maybe this works well. All right, so we have some papers. My son's drawing. We actually did a really good job on it. Luke loves a good bus. So I've been given permission that I can staple all these pieces of paper together, and we'll see if this works. I have 5 here. Move my hand out of the way. Not gonna have another situation like the banana thing. Oh, that was not as difficult as I thought. Did it work? Oh, it did. Nice. Are they together now? Wonder, would it do 6? Do you think it would? Let's try. This is where Rachel breaks things. Maybe 5 is a guideline, you know, like maybe it can do more. It just doesn't want you to push it, which is exactly what I'm doing. Yep, it does 6 too. I'm just saying, you can do 6. So it's not a lot of paper. It only fits a few sheets in between here. But it really doesn't take that much effort to do, which is great. If you start moving it around, if it's a piece of paper that you're going to be constantly shuffling through a lot, I can see them getting a little dismembered, if you will. So like, let me just try and like, if I'm trying to go through this really quickly, it's going to peel apart. So maybe not as great as I thought. Basically, you want this little tab to stay in place. So if you peel it up from the back and pull it this way, you are dismembering it from its like little staple. Okay, that one I just ripped, but you basically just dismember it from its little tab structure that's keeping it together. For me, where I'm just trying to keep things together, like bills, pieces of paper for Julia to take to school, life in general. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's kind of cool, but for storage purposes, basically only. If you are planning to go through and use these pieces of paper over and over again, rifle through them, don't even bother with this. Next is probably the most expensive thing that I bought. This thing was pricey, so it better work. And it's a wireless digital highlighter. So basically you just scan it through a textbook over specific notes that you want to remember, or maybe like oftentimes for me, I had to buy all these textbooks and I would use like 4 pages from it. I'm like, why did I spend $85 on that? So instead you could take the books out of the library, just scan the pages that you need, then you don't spend all the money on textbooks that you only need a couple of pages of. Because the way I want to try using this is scanning in cookbooks, because that's what we do. That way I don't have to rifle through like 1,000 different cookbooks to find the specific recipe that I want to try or that Chris wants to make. We just have them all on file on the computer and we can just type in keywords and find it. It's just how we do things. So let's go over to my couch, everyone. Let's do this. Wow, look how messy my kitchen is. Oh God, that's embarrassing. I am excited though, because it's gonna be changing soon. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Do you guys want to see like a renovation thing, or like before and after in the kitchen? Let me know. All right, back to this guy. Let's open him up and see what he looks like. I forgot that got the really pretty teal color. It's gorgeous. And there seems to be a lot of instructions, including having to potentially have to charge it for 3 hours before using, and also installing it on my computer. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so we charged them overnight, and I have a cookbook right in front of me with a recipe that Chris uses quite often. This is from the book The Food Lab, which is our absolute favorite cookbook. Highly recommend. And then I'm just gonna try and just scan it, just line by line, and just see what happens. And basically the biggest thing I learned is that between the 2 prongs is where the line needs to go, and you need to move pretty quickly. So I have a blank Word document up here. You can see there is the scan marker down at the bottom. It's disconnected because I haven't turned it on. So I'm going to turn it on, which I think I have to like hold it down for a couple of seconds. Oh, there we go. Ready to go. So, oh, and it's on. Says it's ready. It mostly got everything. It seems to have messed up the word all and roll. So now let's do it again and you guys can watch the screen and see what it looks like. And that one, it actually worked really well because it got all of the words. It's really fast if you have textbooks that are kind of like this, where it's just, you know, straight up lines that you want to replicate. But if you have a lot of lists and everything and you just go through and like just plow through 10 pages, you might forget because it's not going to format it for you where
the lists are. I wish there was like a little button on the side where you could just indent, you know, like the next line, not indent, press like an enter button basically. Overall, it's super quick. You don't have to be really precise with it, which I really like. And I think that it would be a really good tool for anyone who is going into university, wants to make quick notes, and just keep all of your notes on lockdown in your computer.
Okay. All right, whoa, there we go. So we've talked a little bit about labels for clothes, which is new to me, but for labels for things in the kitchen, whether it is Julia's little lunch boxes or her water bottles or something like that, those are things that I bought for Julia for kindergarten, and I love them. And the ones that I bought for Julia last year are by Mabel's Labels, and they're on Amazon. And these are what the labels look like. I just kind of cut off the little, there's like skulls and stuff. Like, why do I want the skull in my 5-year-old's water bottle? I don't know. They're basically self-sealing, waterproof labels that you can put on basically anything that is sort of like a plastic kind of surface, so that it has something to adhere to. And it really wasn't until the end of the year that they actually started to peel, and they go through the dishwasher constantly. They've just held up really, really well. I've been super impressed with them. So I wanted to try out a different one, just try something a little bit different, try something new, you know, because I have also been starting to label Luke's water bottles, and I just went with this, which, I mean, I feel like it can do better. Don't you love this, by the way? First child, second child. So I bought another type of label that is also super highly rated. These are the Lil labels for baby bottles or your kid's sunscreen, for the snack containers, water bottles, anything. And just like the Mabel label ones, they are ones that you would actually write your name on the inside of it, seal it, and then it's good to go. These are dishwasher safe, microwave safe, freezer proof, waterproof, tear resistant, UV resistant, weather resistant, like basically they're just not going to come off. And these ones I just kind of liked the pictures better. Again, the Mabel's Labels ones, they work really well, but I don't love the pictures and designs that they have like attached to them. I wish they were a little bit more simple. So these are the ones that we have right here. Look how adorable they are. So I'm gonna have Luke pick an animal that he wants, and then I'm gonna write his name on it, and we're gonna label this, throw it through the dishwasher, and just see if it holds up in one wash. I can only assume it'll be as good in terms of the longevity as this one has been. It says like it lasts like weeks plus. You peel up, you can see that the sticky piece has a little film here, so you just peel that away when you're ready, and you just write the child's name here, peel this off, and then stick it down to like seal it. So this has been through the dishwasher now twice. It seems to be holding onto its shape really well. I thought it'd be interesting because I'm one that sometimes I'll be soaking a bunch of dishes and I'll just kind of toss the water bottles in with it and just kind of clean them by hand. So as another test, because obviously I can't test this for a full year, I thought it'd be interesting to kind of let this soak in some warm soapy water and just see how the label holds up. Do your thing, little label. All right, so I had it in there for a better part of about an hour, just kind of soaking, and it didn't lift, it didn't peel. So that is a good sign, at least. So, you know, I as of right now, I mean, obviously this is a very limited test, but I did what I could, and so far it seems to be holding up well with water and use and wear, so I like it. It's cute. Leave me a comment down below if you have purchased any of these things before, or what you're purchasing for back to school, or maybe you're not going back to school and you're buying stuff anyway. Either way, you let me know. If you've missed any videos, you can check them out on the side. I've done a lot of like testing Wish products and stuff, a lot of kitchen gadgets. Some of them work well and some of them don't. So go and check those out. And if you come from this video, leave a comment on that video because I get them all on my phone so I can see where you guys all end up. I love it. It's like a really fun scavenger hunt. But I hope you guys are having an awesome, awesome weekend, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you all. Mwah.